What's up everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Pass or Play, the series where we tell you what games are worth your time and which ones you should avoid like the plague. My name's Kevin, aka the Muffin Mon, and this week we're taking a look at Immortals Fenyx Rising, a game where I feel like no one really cared about it prior to launch, but then it kind of blew up afterwards, and it's actually done pretty well in terms of sales. But is this just a by-the-book Ubisoft game? Well, let's explore. Now, I want you to all picture this. You're watching the Ubisoft event back in the fall and a trailer starts. Oh my god, you're stunned. You can't believe what you're seeing. Is this Breath of the Wild? Is this Genshin Impact? No, it's neither of those. Sorry to all you weebs. This is Immortals Fenyx Rising, a game that is so proud of being a ripoff it doesn't even try to hide it. So, where does it fall in comparison to the Nintendo-inspired brethren? Well, for me, this game is the definition of a mixed bag. There's a lot I enjoy about this game, and there are other aspects that make me want to rip my hair out. I make no attempt to hide that I'm not the biggest Ubisoft fan apart from Splinter Cell, and this game really reaffirms that. Let's start with the story. The story, in my opinion, is the strongest part of this game. You take on the titular character Fenyx as he is thrust, or she, as you can customize, into a conflict among gods and monsters, the original title of this game. The story is told through narration by Zeus and Prometheus, which I find humorous. I can understand other people finding it quite annoying or not funny. I actually enjoyed their banter back and forth. The characters, I think, are really fun. Like I said, they're humorous. And I think Ubisoft actually does a great job of taking tales from Greek mythology and adding a more humorous spin on them. The ultimate goal of this game is to save the imprisoned gods and take down the evil tyrant Typhon. But how do you go about that? Is it fun? What's the gameplay like? Well, gameplay-wise, you explore a giant open world, and I do mean giant open world. In all honesty, the gameplay is where I find most of my criticism lies. Having to climb the tallest point to uncover areas of the map, it's fine, I guess. But then they make me use something called Far Sight to label every chest, dungeon, freaking crystal on the map, every stupid little harp. Oh my god, it's I can't take it. Add in the fact that most of what you reveal is pointless garbage that you don't want to do, it just seems like a complete waste of time. Honestly, I collected the ambrosia for health upgrades, I did a good amount of the vaults for Zeus's lightning for stamina upgrades, and hell, I even did some of the puzzles here or there for abilities and some armor, weapons, but I can't be asked to locate all these dumb harps. I cannot memorize the stupid songs and go play them on the big harp. There's just so many puzzles that they want you to do that are a waste of time, especially when you consider most of the rewards are just cosmetics, and they don't really change your overall gameplay. I never feel like I'm getting more powerful, except with the health and stamina, because those actually do contribute, so which is why those are worth doing. But everything else, completely pass. I do like the combat, even though I think the controls are a little wonky. For real, who attacks with the right bumper? Combat actually gets better the more you play the game as you're introduced to new abilities, and they make battles a lot more enjoyable. I also think that I may have done the game out of order. I started with Aphrodite, then I went to Ares area, but Ares area, in my opinion, is by far the hardest, and then the rest of the game was a breeze after I managed to do that. I grinded vaults, I collected ambrosia and all the other areas, and then I went to do Ares. So I think it's meant for you to go like that, in a U shape, but no one really ever tells you. It seems like you can do whatever you want. I want to enjoy the characters in the story, not spend my time flying around trying to figure out how to move one block onto a pressure pad, which is why I really don't like the fact that Ubisoft does what I call forced exploration. It's one of the factors that has me not playing Ubisoft games. I cannot tell you the last Ubisoft game I picked up. It's been years at this point. I don't want to go collect all these items to improve my stats. I'd rather level up through combat, the enjoyable part of the gameplay. The amount of gems you have to upgrade to collect to upgrade weapons and armor is way too high in my opinion, especially at lower levels where larger enemies are super annoying and you die frequently. I don't want to do your stupid daily quests. they just don't contribute anything to the game. Let me play the game how I want to play the game in an open world. Like, Ubisoft, stop forcing this stuff down my throat. Also, Ubisoft, another thing. If I'm taking the time to do your goddamn puzzle, how will you ensure that they all work? Specifically the ball-focused puzzles. Those ball physics and mechanics in some of the dungeons are incredibly janky and downright infuriating. You have a lot of clever puzzles, but other puzzles make you feel like you went to a local kindergarten for ideas. I honestly can't say that the ball not working is a bug. It just seems like really poor design levels at a lot of times. In terms of the atmosphere for Immortals, despite some utterly baffling gameplay choices, the atmosphere is an aspect of the game that I actually enjoy. I think it has a beautiful art style, it runs really well, Xbox Series X performance mode, so you get that 60 frames per second. I did not do quality, I hear there's some frame rate drops, but the world is pretty vibrant and colorful, and the soundtrack makes you feel heroic and godly, especially when you progress and get new powers, and every time you get something it plays this angelic music. So that's pretty good on that front. Now, in terms of replayability and value, would I say this game is worth your time? Well, it depends. For $60 or $70, 100% not. Do not buy this game at full price. I waited and bought it on sale for $30, and I've seen it go even lower, so just hold out for a sale if you really want to play this game. You could get it probably in the 20s. If you get this game on sale and maybe you enjoy the Ubisoft open world formula games, that cookie cutter at this point, Assassin's Creed, 9,000 of them, they're all the same, then I would say pick this up because I think you would enjoy it. Personally, for me, while I do enjoy it, it's lacking in a lot of areas. This is the definition of average for me. So Project X Talk is going to give Immortals Fenyx Rising a 7 out of 10 with an overall recommendation of play, but with a caveat, only if it's on sale.